What's up, guys? So today I have a message I want to share with everybody, and it just felt like I was called to share it. So here it is. It's very authentic, very vulnerable, but I'm not afraid of sharing it. It's a version of myself I was a long time ago. It's a story that has a point at the end of it, so stick around to the end for the actual point, the actual lesson. Hopefully your life improves from this. Okay? So a lot of people ask me how I'm into spirituality, consciousness, what's happened to me. It started out with just being in college, being overwhelmed with schoolwork. I needed relief from the pressure, from the stress, so I just would YouTube meditation videos, right? And then over time, I just learned stuff on Twitter, different accounts I followed. And then in 2017, I was in this weird, really awkward, weird relationship with somebody, a version of myself who maybe didn't have too much confidence or self-esteem back then, especially. So that's part of the reason why I let myself go through this. But at the end of the day, I'm very grateful for it happening because I learned so much. And that is this: I engaged in an online relationship with somebody while I was getting catfished the entire time, for on and off for about a year. So obviously early into it, a couple weeks, I figured that the person wasn't actually pursuing video chatting with me, and it turned into just me on a hunt to figure out who this person actually was. So kept behaving in a way that just kept me struggling to try to control my outer reality, to try to figure out who this person was. Now during this time, on all these days I'd wake up, I'd be feeling pain because I'd still be in this loop of me trying to figure out who this person was. Why can't I figure it out? Why can't I video chat with her? Why can't we ever visit, hang out? I just want to get to the bottom of this, you know what I'm saying? But during this time, I watched a video on the internet about spirituality, about awakening, and during this time, I was also awakening to my own mind and the pain and stuff that I've been always experienced in my life, right? So, the point of this graph is what I watched. Titled up here, Human Control Energy Dynamic, Giving, Receiving, Passive, and Aggressive. So anytime I'd argue with this person about the struggles of, me trying to figure out who it was, trying to hang out, I was always in the aggressive side of trying to control my outer reality, trying to control the energy. I was always just acting from this side of, I need to control the situation, so I'm trying to control you with this outer energy of trying to push the agenda and get things done, control this person. And obviously she was on the other side of it, receiving the passive, energy of kind of trying, and that is another way, just a different way of controlling a situation, but just different type of energy, right? So long story short, I ended up being in contact with catfish producers. Never figured out who the person was. It ended in a big blown out argument, me not being my best self, calling her out, we exchanged nasty messages, and yeah, that was it. It ended, never figured out who it was. And then, I still remember to this day this moment where I just wanted to pull my hair out of my head. How did I just go through that whole thing and still never figure out who it was? And then a light went off in my head, a light bulb went off. Who am I? It reminds me of a book I read that's from Eckhart Tolle. He said he was on a bench, just going through depression, on the verge of suicide, about to commit suicide or something like that. And then it's a light went off and it said, who is this person, this idea that is pushed to commit suicide? Who am I actually? And that's almost like the light that went off in my head at that time. It's who is this person that's experiencing this amount of pain and this struggle? Why? Or why am I in this rock bottom situation? Why am I this victim to myself? I'm trying to control the outer reality. Why? Right? And I kept asking myself that, and it finally dawned on me that I didn't have to be a victim. You don't have to be a victim to your circumstances. You can find it. The irony is instead of trying to control the reality, you can surrender to it and then figure out what you actually can control inside yourself, which is just yourself. And that is the point of this video. From one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Neville Goddard, the point is there's no one to change but yourself, but self. No one to change but yourself. Instead of trying to change your outer reality, control everything around you, come back to yourself. Come back to your core essence of who you are as just simple consciousness, simple awareness of yourself, like a silent watcher, kind of like a bird in a nest, watching your thoughts, watching what's going on. At all of our core, that is the same thing that everyone has in common, is that we're all just almost like a soul as an observer watching what's going on, okay? And you don't have to react to all your triggers, all your pain. And instead of reacting to these things, you can just watch them, breathe through them. Obviously, a lot easier said than done, but just breathe through these things and use these moments of pain to finally release the pain and become more of a better version of yourself. So that's the point of this video, is instead of focusing on the outer reality so much, focus on who you're being, your own reactions. And instead of reacting the same way you have in the past or your whole life, react in a better way, a way where you come back to your own self, your own core essence of just watching your reactions and not judging so much as watching. All right. So if this resonates with you, let me know in the comments, share any stories. I hope it does. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I hope to have a conversation with you in the comments or in a reply. God bless. Have a good day.